What's up, everyone? How are you, everybody? Welcome to another Q&A. I accidentally opened my editing software. What's up, guys? No guitar intro this time. I kind of fucked up last time. The problem was, I figured out, the problem was that the microphone was far away from the amplifier and that the audio was out of sync. So even if you could have listened to the guitar instead of the song or over the song, it would have been bad. Would have sounded really bad. So thank goodness the microphone didn't capture the guitar sound. That was a major fuck up. Oh shit, he is live. I hope you're well, dude. I'm well. Why wouldn't I be? Dusk Diver, everybody. Really good game. Better than the sequel. The sequel was supposed to be better, but you know these developers, right? Sometimes their games are successful and they get overboard with the sequel and they fuck it up badly. Yeah, the sequel, great graphics, great music, great controls, great exploration, RPG, stronger RPG elements, narrative, you know, it was supposed to be great. But the balance it fucking ruined it. It definitely did. How are you guys? Subscribe to my Twitch channel. I'm gonna be saying this, I gotta say this every fucking stream, man. Yeah. Twitch, why is it important to follow me on Twitch? Well, because I've been streaming lately more often and the streams that I do there are very different from the ones that I do on YouTube. On YouTube I only do a couple of hours of random RPG or the occasional full playthrough. In fact, I started one just yesterday, Jeanne d'Arc on the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna do a full playthrough on YouTube. But on Twitch my streams are different. There's the occasional RPG as well, or the occasional short stream, but most of them are variety streams. I stream about 3 hours long of random games from different consoles, or from one console. I did one on PS1 and PSP last week, so it's just very different, and I need your support on Twitch, because that's how I'm starting to support some of my bills, my finances, because this website, YouTube... yeah, exactly. So follow me on Twitch, everybody. Subscribe if you want to. Go watch me there. I'm usually live Tuesdays and Fridays for these variety streams. Because there's the occasional random stream whenever, you know, but Tuesdays and Fridays seem to be like the schedule, you know, around 5:30, 6 p.m. Central Time. Right, so follow me there. Twitch, link in the description. Alright, so, am I willing to play Vagrant Story as a worst JRPG series? No. Why would I do that? Vagrant Story is a really good game. In fact, it is highly regarded. Far from being a bad game, man. I don't personally like it, but I see nothing wrong with it. Hey, Nemo Propaganda. Last Dragoon. Jeanne d'Arc is super underrated. Not so anymore nowadays. I feel it's one of those games we were just talking about last night. How games like Jeanne d'Arc, Baten Kaitos, Shadow Hearts, they aren't exactly underrated anymore. Or, well, maybe they are. Okay, I'll give you that, underrated. But they aren't hidden gems anymore, you know. It's just a lot of people know them. Most people haven't played them yet, but a lot of people don't know those games. I mean, a lot of people know those games, but for some reason they just don't want to play them or haven't gotten around them, you know, so they're pretty well known. But yeah, underrated compared to Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Persona, Trails, you know, Xenoblade, you know, of course they're underrated. Baten Kaitos, Shadow Hearts, yeah. But I wouldn't say super underrated. It's underrated. but it's up there. It's one of the most popular, underrated JRPGs nowadays. It's a really good game. One thing you should know is that now that I'm doing a full playthrough, I just started one last night. Man, it's gonna be a blast because it's not exactly a blind playthrough. You know, I played the game before. My first time I made it really far. I made it to a really tragic event, and I did a couple of missions after that, and I got stuck in a mission because I was too weak. I didn't level up, so I died over and over again, but still I had lost motivation because of that tragic event, and I never finished the game. So many years have passed since that, many years, and I was like, man, I gotta finish this game. And since the game's been out on the PlayStation 4 and 5 digitally remastered for $10, I was like, man, I don't know, I just couldn't resist last night. You know what? I've been looking at my game collection for a few weeks, trying to decide what next JRPG I will pick for my next full playthrough on YouTube. And for some reason, everything just connected, you know. I gotta beat Jeanne d'Arc. Haven't beaten that game. I really want to beat it now. I think I can overcome the tragic event. And if I grind a lot before those battles, you know, I can pull it off. And yeah, it's about time. It's one of the best strategy RPGs on the PSP. It's a personal favorite of mine, so it's just ridiculous that I have never beaten that game. So I have to, right? So I saw it and I was like, you know, yeah, I'm in need of an RPG for a full playthrough on YouTube. Jeanne d'Arc is on PS5 and it looks badass. It's $10. Everything just aligned, and there it is. Cosmos or Aegis? Who do you prefer? Aegis. Cosmos, both characters get incredible development. Especially Cosmos because she's got 3 games. Aegis only got 2 games. Persona 3 and The Answer. But she's the main character in there. But I don't know, I think I'm a little bit more fond of Aegis than Cosmos. So definitely Aegis. Hey Cell. Dragon Quest 3 HD Remake, what about it? How are you, Raphael? I'm fine. Did you ever play the Pathfinder games? No. I don't know. I think I played one called... Was it? I think I played one called Pathfinder Exile. That's the only Pathfinder game that I know, and it was kind of like a free-to-play game, so I didn't like it. So I don't like free-to-play games. Remaster is literally the same. What are you guys talking about? Oh yeah, Jeanne d'Arc. You're talking about Jeanne d'Arc. Yeah, that's why I said remaster, because it's not really a remaster. They just upscaled the graphics. And they did a good job. You know, the anime cutscenes look a little bit better than how they looked on the original PSP. So, no complaints in that department. They could have done better though. You know, but it's okay. You know, it still looks like in 480p resolution as opposed to 360p. I don't know. You know, but the in-game graphics look beautiful. There are some minor issues in there because of the upscaling. There are some small frame rate issues when you do some spells, you know, or when there's fire in some areas, you know, something like that. And some of the backgrounds, like the ground or the grass or the trees, some of them look absolutely beautiful, but others look like as if they were pre-rendered backgrounds, even though they're not. So yeah, this is not really a remaster. You know, they just upscaled the graphics to HD, 1080p, 60 frames per second, even though the frames are dropped occasionally, like I just mentioned. But yeah, it's a good port. It's a decent port. You know, it's there. It's no longer stuck on the PSP. So now people can play it on PSP, PS Vita, if you buy it there, PS4 and PS5. I don't think the game will ever be released on PC, but you can emulate it no problem, right? So it's a crap ton of ways to play the game, and it's very recommended. Worst free-to-play game was Exit Fate. No man, you've never played Onigiri. That is fucking garbage. The epitome of garbage, man. Onigiri. It's on PS Vita. PS4, it's bad, it's terrible, fucking terrible. Do not recommend it at all. Valkyrie Profile Silmeria or Suikoden 5 or Suikoden 2. Valkyrie Profile Silmeria. That's my second favorite RPG of all time. Suikoden 5 is probably number 4, number 5 on my top 5 favorites of all time. You played Onigiri and it's horrible. Thank you, Eikichi. It is. It's really bad. Pathfinder games are Owlcat games like Baldur's Gate and Dragon Age Origins with the option to do turn-based combat. Oh, then I haven't played them. I played one Pathfinder Exile, you know, and it's a free-to-play game, and I didn't like it that much. It was better than Onigiri, though. Check out Klonoa. Well, this is the Namco Cross Capcom version, but this is the Klonoa theme. It's awesome. I love Klonoa. I want to get my hands on the remasters. They're up there digital for an affordable price, you know, but I want them physical. The physical versions are cheap too, but not as cheap as I want them to be. So, I want the remakes, remasters, whatever, you know. So, you guys played Klonoa? Maybe I'll do a stream of Klonoa on my second channel. On my Twitch channel, I mean. Oh, there we go. This looks kind of bad. Yeah. This is too fucking big. Well, it should be big enough so you can see the name of the song. Right? It's too big. Is that alright? Is that alright? Hope it's alright. Anyway, Mega Man Legends Remake. Yeah, Capcom's never gonna do that. I think the most they'll do is probably make some kind of port like Jeanne d'Arc, you know, like Sony did with Jeanne d'Arc or Wild Arms or Legend of Dragoon. You know, I don't think they'll ever remaster or remake those games. So Capcom's probably gonna do the same. They did a collection for the Mega Man Metal Network. I don't know much about it. You know, I know the games on the Game Boy Advance, but I don't know much about the remaster or the collection. So Mega Man Legends, the best we can hope for is the same. A release with both games, you know, 1 and 2, or, you know, a digital port on PS4, PS5, maybe Switch 2 if we're lucky. You know, I think that's the best we can hope for Mega Man Legends. I've never streamed Mega Man Legends before, you know, on any, not even the first one. Maybe I'll do that. Is it necessary to play Valkyrie Profile 1 to play Silmeria? It's yes, it isn't absolutely indispensable, but you may not understand certain things if you don't play the first one first. Like I did. I played Silmeria first and finished it, and I was like, fuck. You know, I was like, I didn't get that much spoiled. But yeah, it is better to play the first one first. Much better. Digimon Adventure on PSP. No, I've never played it. I'm not a fan of Digimon. The only one that I liked is Digimon Survive. The one no one likes. The least favorite of the Digimon fans. But what can I do? You know, it's a bit dark. You know, I like the story. Grid-based battle system in tactics, you know. Of course I liked it. Hey, Yum. Thanks, Aristos. That happened like 5 months ago, but thanks. Is this OST from the Alliance alive? Yes, it was. What happened to the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters? I have no idea. To be completely honest, I have no idea. Mega Man Legends doesn't need a remake, just finish the story? You mean like you will prefer a Mega Man Legends 3? That's what you mean? I never beat either game. I made it very far in the second game, which is my favorite. I really like that game. I never beat it. So, I don't know if, I don't know what you're talking about. So you're probably referring to a Mega Man Legends 3. Or was the second one cut off or something. It had an unfinished story. Back to the Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters. I've been telling you for months that I'm pretty sure they will be announced on the Tokyo Game Show. Upcoming Tokyo Game Show. Thank you, Yum Yum. Yesterday's stream kinda political in the chat room. Really? It was just, I do remember we mentioned some things, but it was just a few comments here and there. Not really. Terry here, who's a big fan of Silmeria like I am, he says he thinks playing the second one is better than to play the first one. The second one, Silmeria first? I don't know about that though. That's what I did, you know, and I did regret it. Yeah, man, that was like 5 months ago. The problem is that, I mean, without getting into this topic again, because I've explained this a million times, well, there's been a lot going on, you know, a lot of hatred for my channel, a lot of rejection because while the channel is still a JRPG channel, I am kind of anti-politics and anti-woke, so yeah, and I also have a shadow ban from YouTube because I pissed them off for some reason, and now they fucking hate me. But the main reason is that they have been purging channels since December last year. They started deleting accounts that have been inactive for over 2 years. So they have been deleting a crap ton of subscribers from every single YouTube channel out there. So that's why, you know, it's been a while since I made it past 100,000 subscribers. In fact, I think I made it to 101,000 about a week ago. Yeah, it's that bad. Speaking of trash RPGs, Unlimited Saga on PS2, after the first 5 minutes I quit. Come on, man, you should have given that game a chance. I put like 2 hours into it. 2 hours. And that's, you know... Is it one of the 5 worst JRPGs on the PS2? Maybe, no, I don't think so. There are worse out there. Is it one of the 10 worst JRPGs on the PS2? Yes, it is. It's bad, but it's not that bad, you know. It's just ruined by a few things, like the mechanic, like roulette mechanic, kind of kills the enjoyment. It makes the game very unbalanced. It makes the game nasty, full of nasty spikes, you know. And sometimes you can just easily win a battle, and the next one, it's taking you forever. So I don't think it was a good mechanic. They should have put more thought into that roulette mechanic, that, you know, and the skills, of course, you know, the skill learning mechanic, you know. They should have put more thought, and it would have been an interesting idea, because the idea itself is interesting. You got this game where the battle mechanics and the damage, you know, and the RNG are determined by these features like the roulette and stuff like that. But it was poorly implemented. Sometimes developers, and we've seen cases many times before, and some people end up being great fans of that uniqueness, but some others just, most people end up hating them, like Resonance of Fate, The Last Remnant. You know, they got more haters than lovers. But sometimes developers just want to be very unique, and either a lot of people end up intervening with the they start brainstorming ideas, and, you know, one guy has this idea and this other guy has this other idea, and then they brainstorming ideas, and there's a lot of people deciding, and they fuck it up, right? And they release the game, and it gets feedback despite being tested, you know. But that's another problem, you know. Sometimes developers, I've been saying this for years, that I think testers are a problem. You know, sometimes there aren't enough testers, or sometimes the developers just straight up don't give a shit about the testers, about their opinion, or sometimes the testers are too afraid, they just want to get paid. They're like, oh my god, you know, I'm getting paid because I'm playing this game, you know, I'm getting paid to test this game. But, you know, maybe if I tell them that their game sucks, or that the battle system has a problem, they won't pay me. So, yeah, it's a topic of conversation. Unfortunately, I think most games Well, I've talked about quality assurance before, and I've made topics about that on my second channel, so let's not talk about that. Quality assurance is another thing. I'm talking about when you release your game and you give it to a bunch of strangers, a bunch of gamers, you know, preferably experienced gamers, you know, to try it out, and then expect, you know, some kind of feedback, right? But sometimes these testers, that's what I think, you know, sometimes they're too afraid to say, hey, you know what, Unlimited Saga, the battle system isn't great, it's kind of bad, and this is gonna piss people off, so yeah, maybe nobody told Square Enix, or was it still Squaresoft back when that game was released? Anyway, nobody told Square that, not a single one of the people who tested the game told Square, hey, you know, this game is not good, it's just not good, man. Are you still going to release this? Oh yeah, I don't give a shit. Well, maybe Unlimited Saga is not such a great example because you'll be surprised to know that it was successful in Japan. It got trashed and destroyed outside of Japan, in Europe and North America. Well, I don't even know if it was released in Europe, let me know. But it got destroyed, you know, critics destroyed it. And it is considered by many people out there as one of the worst JRPGs on the PlayStation 2. But in Japan it was successful, it sold well. Sure, it didn't get the best reviews over there, but it did much better in there. However, the fact remains that maybe not enough people, it was released here in Europe, thanks. So maybe not enough people tested the game, or maybe the testers didn't see anything wrong with it, or maybe not enough testers tested the game, or maybe nobody had the balls to tell the developers that the game was kind of bad, or maybe the developers didn't give a shit. Who knows, right? But I don't know. I just think that sometimes developers should listen to the testers and tell them and convince them that there's nothing wrong. Like, please play my game. I don't care if you hate it. Just be honest. Give me some honest feedback. Testers are a problem. But then again, every tester is different, right? Maybe out of the 20 people who tested the game, half of it liked the game and the other half didn't like it. Or maybe they have we're just going in circles. You get the idea. Have you done top 10 JRPG with time travel element video? No, I don't think I ever will. Will you do a video regarding the last games of Somewhat Dead RPG series? I already did that last year, or was it 2 years ago? Anyway, I've done a couple of videos on that. I did one called 10 retro JRPGs we need back, and 10 abandoned JRPG series we need back. You know, the abandoned video was pretty successful. I don't know why. The other one had moderate success, but check them out. I've already done videos on that. 10 JRPGs that need a sequel. I've done the same video a couple of years back. JRPGs that need a remaster, remake. Do you still hate Final Fantasy X-2? I don't think I'll ever stop hating that game. So yes. Terry, I fucking love Silmeria, just like you do, but I strongly disagree with that opinion. You're saying it's a lot more accessible? That's a really hard to get into game. Maybe it wasn't that hard for you to get into it, but it was for me, and I'm pretty sure it's for a lot of people. I insist it's better to play the first one first, even though I did it backwards. You're excited for the poll today, Yum. That's gonna be at the end. I think you should post YouTube Shorts with clips from the Q&A live streams. Maybe. I've thought about that. I just never gotten around that. Yeah, I've literally been unsubscribed from your channel several times. Happens to a lot of creators, yet YouTube pretends it doesn't happen. Yes? And that happens to a lot of creators that are like me, that speak against their bullshit narrative and offend them. I want to see a video about top 5 RPG series to collect or to play. Not a bad idea for a video. Resonance of Fate is more loved than you think. No, it isn't. It's still got a lot of detractors, and I know there's a lot of love for it, and its love has only increased in the past several years. I don't know why though. Most developers are not hiring testers anymore. No shit! What's your favorite story in a JRPG? Probably Xenogears, yeah. Turn-based or action RPG combat? Turn-based. In most cases. In like 9 out of 10 cases, I prefer turn-based. Where's the link to the game on your blog? What game? Do you think Eiyuden Chronicle was disappointing? I loved it. Despite its horrendous and insulting localization, I loved it. You know my opinion on it? How is it that you know my opinion on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth when I haven't even played it? I just played the demo. Damn, I don't think I can spend 2 hours hating on Final Fantasy 13. Not even Final Fantasy X too. I think I can spend more time hating on... No, never mind, you know. I don't think I can spend 2 hours hating on just one game. That's just crazy, you know. I can spend maybe 1 hour hating on Resonance of Fate, speaking about it. Or The Last Remnant, or I don't know, maybe not even 1 hour. I mean, there's just... Or maybe it's... I've complained about those games a million times already. Maybe I can bitch about the original Persona on the PlayStation 1. I fucking hate that game passionately. Do you think Valkyria Chronicles is a dead franchise? Yeah, it's been 6 years since the last game, so maybe, I don't know. I'm very worried about Valkyria Chronicles because I know for a fact if there's gonna be a next game, it's probably gonna be full of political bullshit. But take a look at the older games, they've always been like that. The first game has diversity. Pay attention. And it boards and approaches the racism topic since the first game from 2008. So you could say the Valkyria Chronicles games are they were woke before their time, before woke was even a thing, you know. But at the very least, they did it right, without, you know, pushing an agenda. That was before, but I feel like Valkyria Chronicles 5 is just gonna be fucking politicized garbage, like 9 out of 10 JRPGs nowadays. And if it isn't, you bet your ass Sega of America is going to alter the localization or the translation too. Anyway, are you excited for Dustborn? I don't even know what that is. What are those 1 out of 10 action RPGs that come to mind when you say you prefer 9 out of 10 turn-based? Well, I'm a big fan of the East series, for example. And I'm a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles, the trilogy. You know, several weeks ago we did a versus episode that was Octopath Traveler versus Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. And I would have chosen, you know, the turn-based combat in Octopath because it's fucking awesome and I love it. But I ended up choosing, in terms of battle system, I ended up choosing Ys 8 because I thought the combat was a bit better, easier to get into, more fun, more engaging, not that hard, you know. So that's when I say 1 out of 10. Have you seen the video blending on the shoulders of... What the hell is that? No. It explains very well how a lot of Western developers over-rely on reference at the detriment of writing. Haven't seen the video. I've seen a lot of complaints about the Sea of Stars storytelling. And I'll be honest, you know, I played the demo only. I haven't played the game. I only played the demo, and I do remember saying that my one and only complaint with the game was with the characters and the story. I reviewed the demo. There's a video called 5 RPGs I Need to Talk About, Part 3. Yeah, Part 3, that I made last year. So definitely watch the video to get my full impressions on the demo. And I do remember saying in that demo that the story and characters looked kind of like meh, but that I felt like they will probably get better. So I haven't played the game, I haven't finished it, but I've seen a lot of people saying that have finished the game, or that made it far at least, and they all say the same thing, that the story and characters are like very bland and boring, you know. Well, I don't know. Can't give you an opinion on a game that I haven't played. It's like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you know. I just played the demo, man. Could give you my first impressions on the demo, and that's it. Zell FK, I did 3 videos. They're all videos like 5 years ago, 2019 videos, an entire trilogy called Black Sheep JRPGs, and I did it first before anybody else. Others stole my idea. Dustborn is really? Then no, I'm not gonna play that game. Have you ever tried getting into visual novels that have a gameplay aspect like Danganronpa, Lighton? Yes. I'm a big fan of Sakura Wars, Utawareru Mono. Those are strategy RPGs. Well, there's an action RPG. But Danganronpa, I'm a big fan of Ultra Despair Girls, which is a spin-off. But I know what you mean, you know. I've tried getting into them, and I will prefer to play those types of visual novels with gameplay mechanics than the ones that are just reading and eventually every now and then make a decision and that's it. Those bore me. You know, but when visual novels have gameplay mechanics like that, I like that. Yuru Kill was another one. Half visual novel, half shoot 'em up. But it's like 80% visual novel, man. And there's some point and click stuff in there too. It's a multi-genre. Yuru Kill. Really good game. Will you play Black Myth Wukong? No, because I never buy anything at launch, and the game did not release a demo, but you bet your sorry ass I will play it once its price decreases. But it's kind of sad that the game didn't get a demo. You know, that would have been bonkers. I definitely would have streamed the demo to support the game, because it had the balls to stand up against the bullshit. Yes, I did try the Visions of Mana and I streamed it, and I think you were there. Do you think the next Valkyria Chronicles needs a major change in gameplay mechanics? No, it should stay the same. Like I said, they're probably going to destroy it with political bullshit, but at least in terms of gameplay mechanics, it should stay the same. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Paul. The Claire Obscure, I was kind of looking forward to it, but it will have Souls elements. You just ruined it for me. I'm no longer interested in the game. Girl Lancer remake. Yes, please. Again, but that's an Atlus game. There is a recent game, Raincoat, from the creators of Danganronpa. Yeah, it came out last year. I've seen it. I want to play it. But yeah, it's always expensive, you know. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong needs a bit of a Souls-like. That's another reason why I don't want to play it. I'm not gonna buy the game, man. But I wish I could do some support for it. But it's just, I'm not gonna pay full price for a Souls-like. I don't like Souls-likes. And even if it was my kind of jam, I wouldn't play it. I never buy a... Anyway. But I hope Black Myth Wukong succeeds. Because that's gonna show the world you can still do AA or AAA games without political bullshit and succeed. It needs to succeed. Have you played Yakuza Like a Dragon? Yes, I have. And I've covered the game many times. I don't want Girl Lancer to come back, you know, because Atlus holds the IP and fuck those guys, so... You aren't playing East 10 on release? Actually, I am, because a fan got the limited edition for me, and he's going to send that limited edition to me when it comes out, so... I'm not gonna play day one. Okay. I don't get review codes from NIS America anymore. But yeah, I'll be playing East 10. What bad JRPG needs a remake? Resonance of Fate. Okay, I'll stop with Resonance of Fate. I'll leave it alone. I don't know. Time and Eternity? A Black Myth Wukong doesn't have a physical release? It's digital for now? Now you see my point? Like, come on. Well, I don't know, maybe the company should reach out to me and send me a review code, but they don't even know who I am, so they probably won't. Ah, yeah, that became a meme, Tyson. Everybody knows that already, about Screen Rant. You know, it's just gaming magazines, websites. You know, most of them are fucked up. You know, are controlled by the mafia or willingly not controlled by anybody. They're just, you know, they think it's okay to say a game is bad because it has no DEI. But Screen Rant's a website kind of controlled by them. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you openly trash a game and become an internet meme instantly? You know, they don't care, man. It's like they want everything to become a meme. They want people to hate them. This is why they keep people separated and segregated, so communism can come in, you know, and control the world. And we've talked about this a million times. Raincode will be out for PS5 in October, though. Well, if that did it get a physical release? Because if it gets ported to the PS5, the PS4 version might go down in price. That happened with Eurokill. No, was it Eurokill? I don't know. There was a game that was released first on PS4, Steam, and whatever. And then when the PS5 version came out, the price went down a bit. Will you play Dragon Quest III HD 2D? No, I don't think I will. Or I probably will when it's like $10. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Legaia 2? Thank you, Jesse Wadler. I don't know, man, because I haven't played that game in such a long time. And when I first played it, I think I played for like 2 hours and gave up. I really need to stream that game again or to play it again somehow. And make it as far as I can, or maybe even finish it, you know, to give it a proper ranking. But as it stands right now, I mean, you're probably not gonna see that game on my RPG score section on my blog. There's 80 RPGs ranked on my RPG scores section on my blog. Link to my blog, my website in the description, guys. If you wanna talk about some of the rankings that I've done in there, let me know. If there's one ranking you strongly disagree with, let me know and we'll discuss it, because I know some of you are gonna be like, why did you rank this game so high? And I can explain. Or so low, you know, I can explain. But if you don't give a shit about my explanation, that's okay too. But Legend of Legaia 2 is probably not gonna be there, because it's just, I rage quit on the game many years ago, like over a decade ago, and I don't remember that much about it. So I can't properly rank it, but if I have to pull a ranking for that game out of my ass right now, based on my experience from 15 years ago, I will probably give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, but take that with a grain of salt. You know, I really need to play that game again. Terry, yes, I know, and I agree with that. That's exactly what I think happened with Stellar Blade. There was a lot of outrage, and therefore the game sold like crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure, I have no evidence of this, of course, this is just my hypothesis, okay? That, and I've said this before, in many streams ago, when the Stellar Blade controversy was a big thing back in the day, back in the good old days of 3 months ago, I said that they may have censored the game on purpose to create controversy and outrage and increase the sales. But that's just a theory. You want a game with a Charles Magne? What the hell is that? Carlo Magno? Charles Magne, you know? Legend storyline with Jeanne d'Arc gameplay and graphics. Okay. Alright. That'll be interesting. No, Magna Carta, no. Charles Magna, I don't know what... He's talking about this iconic historical person, you know. Not much Asia because it's a Souls-like, but I would like to support the game because it stood up against the Mafia. Raincoat is right now a third of its price. And how much is that? I don't pay more than $10 for a digital game. Except Jeanne d'Arc. That was $11.59 because of the taxes. I mean, if Raincoat physical right now it's like $15, I'll buy it right now. Right fucking now in front of you. Magic Knight Ray Earth Remake in a Sakura Wars on the PS4 graphics. Yes. That's an action RPG on the Sega Saturn. It's okay though. It's a decent game. It's not bad. It's not great either. It's okay. It's still fun. But yeah, that you nailed it, man. That will be bonkers. Xenogears 2? That's never gonna happen. You're welcome, Maticius. Matitikus. Is that how? Matitikus. Did you decide against Lisa the Painful? No, I haven't decided anything, you know. It's just, I haven't seen it for a decent price. I looked it up, and it was like $19.99. Not bad, but I just said 5 minutes ago. I don't pay more than $10 for a digital game. Do you like Catherine? Well, I own the PS3 version, and I never finished it. I think I put like an hour or two into the game, and I liked it, but you know, it honestly wasn't my type of game. I like puzzle games, but I don't know. I have to go back to that game one of these days. Right now, I don't have a strong opinion on Catherine. It looked cool, has personality, fan service, you know. I like the girls. And the puzzle mechanics are kind of fun, but very stressful because they give you a time limit. And that stresses me out. Puzzle plus time limit. It just doesn't work very well for me. That's what ruined Fallen Legion Revenant for me. They give you like... Well, in Revenants, most of the time aren't puzzles, but there are stages like that. They're like, oh, you gotta solve this mystery or this puzzle in like 50 seconds. Oh my god. You know, it ruins it. And that's what killed Catherine for me. But maybe I need to go back to it. What's your favorite fan service RPG that it's actually a great game? Dude, 9 out of 10 of my favorite... Chrono Cross. How do you feel about Crimson Desert? I don't know what that is. You personally want a Star Ocean 3 remake? Well, it got the Jeanne d'Arc treatment some years ago on the PlayStation 4. Upscale graphics and shit. Well, I wouldn't put it off. You know, I think there's a possibility of the game being remade. Star Ocean 1 was remastered. The second one was remade last year. Star Ocean 3 remake could happen, my opinion. So Carlo Magno is pronounced Charlemagne. Charlemagne. Thanks. I think I'll stick to the Spanish pronunciation. Carlo Magno. If you have played Stellar Blade, I haven't, just the demo. The protagonist figure is from a real person. Yeah, a model. Women with that figure do not move like that in the game. I know that, but it's a video game. Come on. Is there any RPG you were expecting to release? No, Zell. As you probably already know, I'm a bit against modern games nowadays. Because most of the 9 out of 10 have fallen victim to political bullshit. I'd like to see more games that do what Black Myth Wukong did. Like to give the middle finger to this politicization and develop the games the way they want them to be. So yeah, but East 10 is probably the only one that I'm looking forward to this year. I'm also looking forward to that game by Spike Chunsoft, that strategy RPG. It just looked really fucking cool, man, from the Danganronpa creators. I forget the name. Last Strike, no, Final Strike, I forget the name already. Yeah. So I guess I'm looking forward to that too. But yeah, all the others, Fate Extra, the remake, but they just say, somewhere around 2025. And they've been saying that for 5 fucking years, man. I'm like, Reynardis, I don't give a shit about it. Meta 4, I don't give a shit about it. Dragon Quest 3, 1 or 2, 3 remakes, I don't give a shit about them. What else? Anything from Final Fantasy, I don't give a shit. Did they announce something related to Final Fantasy? No, they didn't. I'm crazy. Anyway, and then there's Visions of Mana, and I know for a fact that the director kinda said the same thing as the Black Myth Wukong game, that they weren't going to modernize the fucking game, and I thank them for that. So I'm looking forward to it too. Visions of Mana, it comes out in like a week. August 20 something, Visions of Mana. Anyway, I don't buy games at launch. If I play them, it's because I got a review code, which is a rarity nowadays from AA or AAA studios. I'm blacklisted. They don't send me codes because I'm politically incorrect. Or because they just don't like me. Or they don't even know who I am. But, so when I say I'm looking forward to a game, it's because it doesn't mean that I'm going to buy it at launch. Yes, there's gonna be a Versus today. A Versus episode. Have you ever played Tevi for the Nintendo Switch? No? Never heard of it. Tevi, huh? Have you ever wanted to play a game but you neither have funds and or hardware to play it and you ended up not wanting to play anything that you own? If so, how do you overcome it? Okay, so... No, I don't think I ever experienced that. No. There's always something great to play. It's not like, oh man, I don't get hyped that much as much as some of you guys. No offense. I'm just like, if a game comes out and I can't afford it or I don't have the hardware, I'm like, there's a crap ton of games in my backlog and a lot of greatness out there. So, there they are. I've never experienced that. The 100-line Last Defense, yes, that's the one. That Last Defense Academy. Early 2025. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to. You're not supporting the developers. Now, we're not going to get into that, man. Have you any tips to deal with extended family that drives you nuts? I was married, they will maybe leave me alone. If I was married, maybe they will leave me alone. No, I'm not married. I don't know, man. Thoughts on SMT5 Vengeance? Haven't played it. Oh, Black Myth Wukong is not a Souls-like? Oh, okay. I wish they could have released the demo. Since you mentioned that you are blacklisted and developers don't send you codes, and publishers don't send me codes. Developers rarely send codes. It's publishers. They're two different things. The person who makes the game and the person who takes care of the publicity, who publishes the game. Like Square Enix and Octopath Traveler. Square Enix did not develop Octopath Traveler, okay? But Square Enix is the publisher, okay? Publishers don't send me review codes anymore. Well, and how does that affect me as a YouTuber? It does affect me, but I don't really care because, like I said, I'm fucking tired of evil fucking translations from nowadays. So even though it hurts to be blacklisted or ghosted by companies like Nissan America or Atlus. You know, if they send me their games, I will probably be angry because their games have political nonsense in the translation or localization, like Trailers Through Daybreak, like Eiyuden Chronicle, like Persona 3 Reload. So it's a dilemma for me. It's like, do I really want these companies to keep sending me review codes? When in reality, you know, all I'm gonna do is get mad and bitch about that and get even more shadow banned on YouTube? So it's a dilemma. Has its ups and downs. So it does affect my work as a YouTuber, but like I said before, there's a shit crap ton of games and great JRPGs out there, you know, to play and to review and to recommend than the next big game. I've never been that kind of guy. That's why it took me years to get into that. I remember back in 2016, 17, 19, 2020, you know, people were always asking me about that. Why don't you ever cover, you know, new games? And I'm like, because I don't know. You know, I just don't really care that much about them. You know, I'm usually the type of guy, and I've always been like this, to wait months, years if I have to play that new game. I don't really follow the trends. I've never given two shits about that. I started giving two shits about that in 2021, though, and it wasn't a mistake because I did get to play a crap ton of great JRPGs, and I increased a lot of my views and revenue and subscribers, you know, because of that. But it's just not who I really am. You know, I just don't want to be that YouTuber, you know, always cover the next game and the next game and the next big game. You know, I want to go back to the past all the time, you know, and play fan-translated RPGs or retro RPGs that I didn't play or obscure hidden gems. You know, that's the foundation of my channel. You know, I've never been the chase after the trend channel, right? So how does that affect my work? You know, it's a dilemma. You know, on one hand, it feels bad to be considered some kind of black sheep in the JRPG YouTube community among publishers, and the reason why they're blacklisting me, that's what hurts. You know, if it was because, I don't know, they don't like the way I cover their games, or because I don't follow protocol. A lot of companies reject YouTubers because they don't follow protocol. You know, they're like, you know, some of these publishers want you to make the video and send it to them for approval, and I've never done that. I'm always like, fuck you, man, no, I don't want to do that. You know, I'm going to make my review and my video however the fuck I want, because the end result is the same. People are going to buy your game because of me, because of my video. So what does it matter? Fuck your approval, stick it up your ass, you know? So I hate protocols like that. And if companies reject me because of that, then I respect that. But the fact that they're rejecting me because I am not woke, or because I speak against wokeness and cancel culture and political bullshit, you know, then that's the thing that hurts, because they shouldn't. They shouldn't have political bias. It shouldn't matter what I think. You know, all I'm doing is talking about their games, and people are still going to buy their games thanks to my reviews and my recommendations. So it shouldn't matter. I could be an overboard Catholic, or a freaking Satanist, or the wokest motherfucker on the internet, or the super far right motherfucker on the internet. It shouldn't matter. Companies shouldn't discriminate you for that, because you are playing their games and you are talking about them. And even if you talk about them in a negative light, you know, you're still giving attention to the game. So this discrimination is just, let alone insulting, it's fucking stupid. It's bad for business, man. But then again, there's a crap ton of YouTubers out there to send review codes to, so they don't need me, right? Like, they don't need me. It's not like I'm a million subscribers YouTube channel with millions or hundreds of thousands of views, you know, they don't need me, right? So they get the luxury to discriminate. Like, oh, Erick Landon, you know, he's an asshole, you know, he talks against politics, he doesn't follow the narrative, he doesn't follow protocol, so fuck that guy. I understand why they're doing that. Your channel created some trends that many JRPG channels mimic. I've been saying that for years. Top 10 whatever JRPGs. Top 10 JRPGs that. Yeah, I know that. Been doing that since 2014 when nobody was doing that, you know. I mean, there were gaming channels doing top 10s, of course, you know. Fucking Mojo, man. How long has Mojo been around? Those guys, man, and I don't like their top 10s. I never did. I think I watched a couple of them, and I was like, how do these guys get so successful? Their top 10s are just... Man. I'm not saying they're bad, but there's just something very generic and shallow about them. I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, people have been doing top 10 since forever. And if they mimic my top 10s, if JRPG channels mimic my top 10s because they can get away with it. Because I can't copyright my ideas. Usually it's an awesome game. You talking to me? Last Dragoon? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, I don't see anybody else. Hey, you're talking to me? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? My Robert De Niro lost his fucking mind. He's old. He's like really old, guys. A really old guy. He shouldn't have done that. How old is he? Like 70 something? Oh, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Robert De Niro. Anybody saw that? I didn't watch his video, but I saw a lot of memes about him making a rant against Donald Trump. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Just fucking retire. Live your life. You're a legend. You're already a legend. Just don't fuck it up. Don't ruin it. Just retire. Quit acting a la Jack Nicholson. You know, and that's it. You know? We will always remember Taxi Driver. And Casino. And Goodfellas. And, you know... like 90% of Hollywood actors. Yeah, I know. He's so fucked up, man. You know, I've always seen Hollywood actors as what they are, Hollywood actors. You know, I know a lot of personal things about a lot of actors, you know, but I try to prevent that from changing my views of the movies that I've watched in the past, like Cate Blanchett. I'm like, she was in Borderlands, and I was like, oh my god, man. If I was Cate Blanchett, I will fucking kill myself. Or Jamie Lee Curtis, you know. But to me, they're always gonna be those actresses. So it's like Nine Inch Nails. You know, I still wear the fucking t-shirts. You know, and I still listen to Nine Inch Nails, and it's still my favorite band. But I have no respect for Trent Reznor, the human being. Or Cate Blanchett, or Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, or Robert De Niro, you know. I don't care about the human being, you know. I care about the actor and the movies that they've made, you know. Taxi Driver is overrated. It is a hot take, but it's okay, you know. It's a really popular movie. If you didn't like it, that's fine. But yeah, you know, it's just better to... There's always been a dilemma, you know, a discussion to... Like, but the person is the actor, or that person is the musician. So if you like their music, you kind of like them personally, you know. It's that argument, you know, that discussion, you know. It's always an interesting discussion. I've gotten into fights many years ago when I cared about the internet and the chat and the anons and whatnot. Fighting with random strangers about that, and I got into, I remember like 10, no more. Probably 15 years ago into a big fight with someone talking about the same, you know. Oh, you like Trent Reznor? He's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. He's a junkie, so you listen to someone who was into drugs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, why can't I like their music? Even if it comes from their hearts and their minds, you know, I just like a part of them. I don't like them entirely. I don't even know them. You know, separate the art from the artist. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to separate them because it's basically, you know, it's kind of like you read my books, right? And you're kind of reading my words, what I think, what I say. But you don't have to agree, you know? So that's Trent Reznor for you. It's just, he's nowadays a fucking liberal piece of shit, unfortunately. A lot of our favorite bands have betrayed us. They went woke, or they are controlled by the mafia, or threatened even, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, fuck Trent Reznor nowadays. But to me, you know, I'll always listen to Nine Inch Nails. Always. And I'll keep playing a lot of the band's songs in my guitar. And I'll always be a big fan of Nine Inch Nails. You know, it's just, yeah. Okay, let me read some of your comments, because I think I opened the Pandora's box. The Borderlands movie was ass. I haven't even seen it, and I have no plans on seeing it. I haven't seen any movies based on video games in years, man. The last one that I watched was Silent Hill. When was that? 2010? When was that? Like 2008? 6? Fuck. Thank you, Yum Yum. How do you recommend an all RPG when these companies are shutting down ROM sites when the physical are getting more rare and expensive? Dude, I've been streaming a lot of retro games from different emulation websites. I know companies are trying to shut them down, but they will not succeed, trust me. Emulation websites are always going to be there. So just find them somewhere else and that's it. You know? Unless there's like a massive shutdown and then one day you can't find a single ROM out there, then I won't know what to do. I'm going to be like, yeah, this game is great, but I don't know if I can recommend it because you're not going to be able to play it. But yeah, man, yeah. Speaking of actors, who is your favorite voice actor in video games? Liam O'Brien. I have even tolerated some of his most annoying ass characters in video games just because it was him. Liam O'Brien. Jamieson Price, another one. Laura Bailey. Definitely. Plenty of awful people have made great art. Hitler, I can't think of anyone more awful than Hitler, and he did great art. Bad example. I don't know what you're trying to ask, Vladislav. Even if you typed it in Spanish. Exactly, Jason. Wait, are you referring to... What are you talking about? He says, well, you have to decide for yourself whether you're in this for the money or passion. Are you talking about my rant on YouTube, my YouTube career? Or about Hollywood actors? Or about Nine Inch Nails? Anyway, let me know. Emulation is the way. Exactly, Tyson, I missed that too. You already have a god? What's the first worst JRPG you ever played? I don't remember. I mean, the first JRPG that I played that I said, you know, this is fucking bad. Oh, man. I don't know. That's a good question, though. I want to answer that question, okay? I won't forget. Just let me think. Most annoying ass characters. Makoto from Enchanted Arms. Oh, sure, for sure. Fuck that guy. Andrans from Dot Hack Jew. Oh, we shouldn't say that, you know, because they're gay. And they're like, oh, you're a homophobe. Can't dislike anyone who's gay nowadays. The famous Austrian painter. You think emulators are a necessary evil? I wouldn't call them evil. What comment, Dash? I missed a lot of comments, you know. What comment that I don't want to read it? What is my damn question? I have no questions for you. Okay, I think I made it all the way to the end. We will get cancelled if we dislike anything nowadays. Yeah, that's right, Baja. No, not unless you dislike... if you dislike religion, you won't get cancelled. Wait, what? My favorite JRPG bosses. I don't think I've ever done a video about that, but there's a similar video called Top 10 Epic Boss Battles that I did in this channel. Check it out. Some of my all-time favorites are there. It was supposed to become a series, but it didn't become a series because people complained about the spoilers. And yeah, so I canceled the series. And I only made one video. That one video. What's the most mid or average RPG you ever played? There's a crap ton of them. Go to my website right now, check out the score section, and you'll see some of them. Yeah, Liam O'Brien also voiced Vice in Nier, Gestalt, and Replicant. Akihiko from Persona 3. The epic boss battles, that was a great video. Thank you, Dunsk. I do love a Plague Tale. I played the second one, and I beat the second one about 5 months ago. I beat it this year, actually, Requiem. And I loved it. I didn't like the ending, though. But, one thing I can say about the ending without spoiling is that, well, the ending per se, I didn't like it. I was like, come on. You know, no. That ending, man. It isn't a bad ending. People think it's a trash ending. No, it isn't bad. It's just a sad ending. And that is the canon ending. But after that, after the time jump, without spoiling too much, Amicia's haircut was like, it put me off. I was like, this is going to a different direction. I'm not looking forward to a Plague Tale 3 if they ever make it. And they even wanted to do a show based on it. I think I'm gonna stay with both games, love them, play the shit out of them, and recommend them, and that's all I'm gonna do with a Plague Tale, the IP. Lizard Valeth in Valkyrie Profile 2. That's a legendary role by Liam O'Brien. I'm gonna make a comparison video today. A Versus episode will be available today. In about half an hour, we'll start. Games with the best art style direction. That's a good idea for a video. Did you beat Arian Rod? Yes, I did. Companies are rich, man. Ever play the Cosmic Fantasy games? No, I know them on the TurboGrafx 16 PC engine, and I know they're on Switch. I haven't played them, but I know them. Wait, I did play Cosmic Fantasy 2 on the TurboGrafx 16 for like maybe half an hour. It was alright, but it had a lot of random encounters. And, well, the beginning was kind of like generic. Do you know top 5 RPGs when the sequel did not live to the expectations? Nah. We're gonna see a Xenoblade 3 video? What kind of video about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 would you like to see in this channel? If you're looking for my review of the game, I did it about 2 years ago. Yes, I've heard that, Asia. Asia Extreme. Yeah, I've heard that. Japan is kind of like a mixed bag right now. Some are submitting to it, others are fighting it, you know. We'll see what happens. I don't know what Wuxia Manhua or Isek. I don't know what that is. Hey Coleman, thanks. You're welcome. Thanks for the feedback and you're welcome. Makoto is also my Persona 5 waifu. Suikoden games have underwhelming final bosses? I'm still thinking about that question from before. That person who asked me that. What is the first worst JRPG I've ever played? I'm still thinking about that. I haven't forgotten. I want to answer that. Suikoden games have underwhelming final bosses. I'm thinking about them. Some of them were pretty epic, you know. Not that epic, but epic nonetheless. Thinking about the first one. Okay, the first one was alright. The second one was kinda... I mean, it was cool. I liked the final boss in the second one. It was kinda epic, you know. 3... Well, 3 makes it epic because I can't spoil it. What you do to get there, it's fucking epic. You know? And the final boss itself is alright too. I wouldn't call it underwhelming. Suikoden 4... you fight with both parties, so... Yeah. Suikoden 4 was kinda underwhelming. Suikoden 5, the final boss, a fucking bitch, man. Brutally hard. So it was definitely not underwhelming. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to... Thanks for becoming a member, Sleepy Gamer. Thanks a bunch. So that person got mad, that Dash guy, he got angry because I didn't read his comment. You ever fight the final boss, Octum from Legend of Heroes at Tear of Vermilion? Yes, I did. Very hard. And my problem was that it locks you into the final boss. If you save, you can't go back and grind. You're fucked. So it destroyed my playthrough. I never beat Vermilion because of that. Have you played any game from the Room Factory series? Long ago I played one and I didn't like it. Couldn't get into the series, but I promised myself that I will play another one day. And we'll see. So I have no opinion on Room Factory right now. Which JRPG music composers would you love to work if you had a chance to make OST for JRPGs? Yasunori Mitsuda. Wow, Bevtone gifted 5 memberships to Sean himself, Danny S, Matt Kayan, and Sub-Zero Cybot. Thank you, Bevtone. I don't know why I read your name and I think of Deftones. Beftone, Deftones, you know? Oh, you're Mad Radio using a different account. And you're gonna use this from now on. Oh, Sleepy Gamer, so you're Mad Radio. Okay. Any problems with playing JRPGs on easy mode? Sometimes. I think it depends on the games. Some games are way too hard, you know, so playing them on easy is fine. But some others are like, you play them on easy and they're too easy. Like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's like, come on, man. It's too easy. But it helps with the grinding, you know. You can do with Xenoblade Chronicles what I did with Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Just use the easy mode to grind. You destroy everything in seconds and get more experience. And then go back to normal for the rest of the mission or for the bosses, you know. Yeah, but some easy modes are a joke. So yeah, easy modes are a mixed bag nowadays. They're like, they're okay for some games. They're kind of lame for others. Have you streamed Thousand Arms and Threats of Fate? I have, long ago. But I have, yeah. No, wait, Thousand Arms? Threats of Fate, I definitely did. And I think it was about a year ago or two. Not too long ago. Thousand Arms, I don't think I have ever streamed that game, but I could be wrong though, I don't think so. Easy mode is always too damn easy. No, not in some games. Have you tried to play a game that hasn't been translated before? It went bad. That was Princess Crown on the PSP. No fan translation, everything was in Japanese, and I got nowhere. Steam Deck has now Reverb for $280 and Rogue Alley for $300 now. Better than getting, that's still a lot of fucking money, man. Can't pay that much right now. Berseria in easy mode is easy CC mode. Yeah. Problem with Berseria is that the battle system it's very tricky and it can betray you. If you watch my full playthrough that I did recently, you know, I died for no reason in some battles, some random battles, and some random enemies were far harder than the bosses themselves. But easy mode on Berseria is, for the most part, very easy. I hate new metal, that's definitely an insult. Well, Deftones isn't new metal. They may have created new metal at the beginning, but they went into a different direction because they themselves also hated that term. They hated new metal, right? Datch 42, you sound like an elitist, man. Berseria was the easiest Tales game? How many Tales have you played? Why don't you play... I made a ranking video called Tales games from ranked from easiest to hardest. And I forget which one was from the... Like, Exilia is one of the easiest, but still kind of challenging. There's no easy Tales game. All of them are kind of difficult on normal mode. Exilia might be a joke on easy. You know what game is fine on easy mode? Exilia 2 and Graces F, because those two are the hardest. When I played Graces and Exilia 2 on easy, I felt like I was playing on normal. They're too fucking hard. That's a good easy mode for those games. But Exilia 1 on easy, it's too easy. Where am I from? I'm from Mexico. Wow, we're getting a lot of subs. Thank you for becoming a member, Adam1920. Thanks, man. Vesperia was way too easy. On easy, yeah. No, it wasn't that easy on easy. I think easy mode... Well, Vesperia, the first half on easy is easy. I'll give you that, but the second half was alright. Vesperia is considered as one of the hardest for some reason. You had more trouble with Exilia than with Berseria? Well, I guess it depends, right? You know, I've been saying this for many years, you know. Some games, what can be hard for you can be easy for others, but vice versa as well. You know, I've seen a lot of people saying some games that I thought were easy, you know, were freaking hard for them. And I'm always like, okay, you know, but I respect that, you know. What can be hard for you can be easy for others and vice versa. You're welcome, Adam. Thanks again for the membership. For the membership. What do you mean, Xbox disaster? Vesperia had the Xbox disaster? What are you talking about? This is Stella Deus. Yeah, it is. Stella Deus on the PS2. That's another JRPG I'll never beat again. Big grindfest. You remember when they released the Xbox game without the 2 additional characters? Oh, if that's what you mean by disaster? Oh, okay. It's just I thought you were referring to the difficulty. We're discussing the Tales difficulty, so I'm like, what disaster? What are your top 6 Switch JRPGs? Top 6? What an unusual number. I don't know. I haven't done a Switch video in a long time. The last one was exclusive Switch JRPGs, back when Shin Megami Tensei 5 was still an exclusive to the Switch. That was last year. If I had to choose right now, I don't know. Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Shin Megami Tensei 5 again, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's just a lot of my favorite JRPGs. I played them on PS4, you know. But if you're talking about Switch exclusives, then go watch that video. But there are 2 games in that video that aren't exactly exclusives anymore. Huh. Anyway, how do I feel about games that you feel the need to play with a guide and check every step not to miss 40% of the game, since events can be missed? There's a clip on my second channel called When JRPGs Force You to Use a Guide. Check it out and you'll see my full thoughts about that. Most of the time it's very annoying. I don't like having to read something while I'm playing or rely on a guide, you know, every fucking 2 steps like you mentioned, so it's more annoying than... But you know what, I've done that with the Suikoden games to recruit the characters. Radiata stories, same. Or even some Fire Emblem games, like how do I recruit this guy, you know. So it's not too bad, you know, but the ones that make you go back to a guide over and over again because this boss is tricky, or this puzzle, or where is this material that I need to synthesize this in fucking Atelier, you know, that's kind of annoying. I don't like that. Banger. Yeah, what the hell is this? Is Origin. Yeah. It's too loud though. Did you hate... What about Vester? Thank you, Matt. If you're still watching this, thanks a bunch, man, for PayPal. Thank you, man. The remake from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door was superb. I haven't played it. What? Oh, Phantasy Star battle theme. Pretty cool. Adam1920 gifted 5 memberships to Beetlejuice 12, Gerd Torrep, Brett, Brian H1988, Twilight Dragon 3. Thank you very much, Adam. Thanks a bunch, dude. What new games are you looking forward to? I was just saying that, okay, Visions of Mana, East 10, Fate Extra, the remake next year, the 100 line. Yeah, not too many, to be honest. Do you enjoy puzzles in JRPGs? Damn. It's kind of a mixed bag, you know? Like, I'll admit I'm not the biggest fan of most puzzles. But let me tell you this. What I hate about puzzles in JRPGs is when you have random encounters to take care of. That is freaking horseshit. Hate that, man. Passionately. Like, I'm trying to solve a puzzle, trying to think what to do, and I'm getting in a battle every 5 fucking seconds. I can't stand that. But leaving that aside, you know, puzzles themselves, you know, well, it's a mixed bag. To be honest, a lot of puzzles are really annoying. Others are okay-ish. There's been puzzles before that are really hard to figure out, but sometimes you do get the satisfaction, you know, when you finally solve them, you're like, oh, that's what I needed to do, and it feels great. But in others, trust me, you solve the puzzle after many attempts, and you're like, I'm not glad I solved this. It was frustrating and I hated it, you know? Let me give you an example of that. Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Man, there's a puzzle in a dungeon where you gotta open certain doors with a flute and you gotta play the right tune. And you kind of need a guide for that. There's almost no way to figure that out for yourself. And again, you're getting into random freaking battles. Not that often, but yeah. But forget about the battles, it's just, they make you go back and forth to this door, and then this, and this, and this, and this. What is this, Resident Evil? And once you start, if you start that puzzle by yourself and you mess up, you've messed up. You gotta start from the beginning with a guide and correct the things that you messed up. Those puzzles, fuck them to pieces, man. I hate those puzzles. The ones that if you mess up, it's too late to, you gotta correct everything. There's no way to reset the puzzle. That's what I'm trying to say. Because some JRPGs let you reset the puzzle. It's too hard, you fucked up, you got everything all over the place. Okay, reset the puzzle. The end, let's start over again. But no, some games just don't let you do that. And there are others that you gotta solve the puzzle to advance there's one in Beyond the Beyond. I know it's a bad game, but one of the reasons why I hate that game was because of that early puzzle. You go into a place where you gotta do one of those puzzles, I don't know what they're called in English. They're squares, grids, you gotta move to form the right picture, and you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't give it up because if you tried to exit that part, you would get into an impossible boss battle and they will kill you. So you get trapped in there forever until you solve the 10 puzzles, like forced puzzles, like that, it's just, man, I hate those. Wild Arms, the series, the entire series is another pain in the ass, man. So many puzzles, so many annoyances, man. Some puzzles are fun, and again, you do get the satisfaction, you solve them and you're like, hey, that was great, that was a great puzzle. But the half of the puzzles in the Wild Arms series are like, oh my god, I don't ever want to go through this again, So I guess to answer your question, it depends on the puzzle, but I guess I'm a bit more against puzzles in general than in favor of them. There are some that are fun, but most of them are kind of annoying and they just get in the way. But they also make the gameplay more fluid, I guess. They give you that little extra to prevent or to get out of the repetitiveness of just going around and killing enemies, exploring the dungeon, finding chests and getting into battles. That's all you do. So puzzles are there to give you something extra, to break out of that repetitive cycle, that routine, the grinding, and the exploration. So I understand why a lot of JRPGs have puzzles. And they can help sometimes, the easy puzzles are okay, like they go here to grab, like I'm playing Soul Trigger on the PSP, and all the puzzles have been like that, like you gotta go here to grab the key to unlock this door, or to flip the switch here so the door here can open, and yeah, it's not exactly a puzzle, it's just making you go back and forth to find things. Those puzzles are okay, I guess. Because they kind of make you explore the dungeon, spend more time in the dungeon. The developers spent hours and days and weeks and months and maybe years developing. So yeah, I understand why puzzles exist in JRPGs. But the truth is that I'm not the biggest fan of most of them. Wild Arms puzzles are so hit and miss. Exactly. We played Chaos Child. No, I know the games. But no, haven't played them. Indivisible can kiss my ass because of his horrendous, unbalanced battle mechanics. And the lack of respawning enemies in some areas. Like, you gotta grind, and there's no way to grind. You gotta beat the boss no matter what. You can't grind because enemies aren't respawning. Fuck that. You should do a top 10 on weird RPGs. I did that. It's called 10 JRPGs. Bizarre? I think the 10 most bizarre JRPGs, something like that. I don't know, just go there and yeah. That's why you want a Star Ocean 3 remake, to get rid of the cryptic puzzles. How about when you ride the fucking gigantic turtle thing creature? That's a horrible, not really a puzzle, but it's just a horrible mini game forced on you. You gotta do it to make progress. I hate that part in Star Ocean 3. Star Ocean 3 was featured in one of my 3 videos called 10 JRPGs I'll never beat again because of those freaking puzzles. Eric, do you agree to eradicate random encounters from any video games? Yes. You know I'm a random encounters hater. And I've been this way since the beginning. It's not something I acquired, no. Since the first RPGs I ever played when I was little, I always hated them, and I still do. I'm a random encounters hater. Some of my all-time favorite JRPGs have random encounters. Final Fantasy IX, for example. Jesus, Suikoden 5, all the Suikoden games. But I still love them. But it could have been better without the random encounters. You have a Steam Deck. Nope, I don't. What did you think of the Ys series? I'm a big fan. Top 10 worst puzzles in JRPGs incoming. Nah. I've played over... I think I've played around 500 JRPGs in my life. No. I can't remember a lot of puzzles from most of them, That would take a lot of research, that video. Do you think Baten Kaitos Origins is harder than Eternal Wings? Yes, much harder. Randy or Wild Arms. We did a Versus episode about that, and it's on my main channel, the clip. Check it out. Why do I hate Hyperdimension Neptunia so much? I don't hate the series passionately. I don't like the series because the humor is kinda dumb and it's full of lollies and they're annoying. I wish you could just play as the girls when they're transformed all the time, At least I will have fan service over the dumb humor, But anyway, I don't really hate Hyperdimension Neptunia. You wanna know what JRPGs I hate? I made a video about 6 years ago. Maybe I should remake that video. It's called 10 JRPGs I hate. Check it out. And I don't remember Hyperdimension Neptunia being there. Was that a victory theme or something? Oh, Zelda. Let me know when the music is too loud. You guys never say that. And I end up with a bunch of clips where the music is too freaking loud. What's your opinion on Hero Collector RPG? I don't like gacha games. Any. What? You ever run into that annoying optional puzzle to get the drive for the flying craft in Tales of the Abyss? I don't remember. I'm a man of culture. I'm not gonna deny that. I am a man of culture. Do you like cozy games? Give me a few examples of what you consider as cozy games, Nena. Me too, Yum Yum. Imagine playing as Laura in a 2D battle against whatever, she will be so badass, I want a fighting game based on Trails 2. With barely any story. We don't need their politically driven localizations. Fuck them, Cozy is different for everyone. Yeah, right? I'm like, I've seen a lot of people saying shoot 'em ups are cozy. And I'm like, oh, what? They're so intense. I don't find a single shoot 'em up game as cozy. Unless I've played it a million times and I'm really good at them. I can understand why, but I'm not really good at them and they're so stressful. I love shoot 'em ups, but definitely not cozy. How about a game where Trails characters versus Ys characters? Guess what? That exists. It's on the PSP. Never came out of Japan, but it's fan translated. It's called that. Ys versus Trails, but it's on the PSP. It came out way before the Cold Steel Saga was a thing. So yeah, it's basically Ys versus Trails in the Sky. But it exists. Cozy games like Animal Crossing, Story of Seasons, and Stardew Valley. I don't play those. Yeah. No. Since I don't really play those games, no. Atelier is considered cozy? I don't know, maybe. I mean, I think the Atelier games are like, sometimes they're like cozy stuff because you can just do whatever you want. But then others are like, I gotta get that item, I gotta synthesize it, and I don't know how, and I don't know where, I don't know what to do, where do I go? You know? But yeah, maybe the Atelier, some of them, the ones that don't have a time limit, can be considered as cozy. Like, I've been playing Atelier Sophie lately on the PS Vita. I know it's not the best version of it to play, in fact it's the worst version to play because it has some frame rate issues. If you're gonna play Atelier Sophie, well, if you hacked your PS Vita, then it's free, right? You can't complain. You can't be picky. Beggars can't be choosers. But if you're willing to pay the outrageous amounts of money they charge for any Atelier game nowadays, physical or digital even, they really go out in sale. And when they do, it's like $30-something. Oh, that's what you call on sale? Koei Tecmo? Like, I've never seen a single Atelier game for like $20 or less digital. And physical, they're always crazy expensive too. Anyway, going back, so Sophie, that's why I'm playing the PS Vita version. Like, I know it's the worst version of it to play, but it's free. Because I have my hacked PS TV. So, there's no time limit in Atelier Sophie, so I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want. But still, I find it kind of stressful that often I don't know what to do or where to go, so I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do now? Oh, I'm okay, I guess I'll just go out and kill some monsters, so do some gathering, come back and, you know, so, yeah, it's kind of chilly, I guess, Atelier. Chilly, cozy, you know, to relax a bit, you know, it's definitely a more relaxing game than other JRPGs out there, where you gotta grind, where they're hardcore, or the story is like really intriguing, you know. You know for a fact you're not gonna get a story like that in any Atelier game. They all have like the okay stories, like it's okay, you know. And characters hang out often and they talk, and there's scenes, random scenes every now and then, you know. But okay, I can see why some Atelier games are considered as cozy. Okay, and I agree, you know, they can be kind of relaxing, but Sophie is also kind of hard. Unless you play on easy, but easy mode is a joke in Sophie. And it's not like you can use the easy mode to grind because you get less, they punish you to use easy mode on Sophie. You know? You go out there and on easy, you barely get any experience or money or items. You barely get anything. Sure, the battles are easy, but you barely get anything. No, not recommended the easy mode on Sophie, but normal is kind of difficult. It's one of the hardest Atelier games. But it's a good one. So, it's like sometimes it's cozy. What I'm trying to say about the Atelier series is that sometimes they're cozy, sometimes they're not. Right? Anyway, so I can't find a single JRPG that is cozy. Or games from any genre. Maybe some puzzle games. I don't know, like Bejeweled or Tetris or whatever. You know, I think I find relaxing the Mirror 2 game. That's why I play the game so many times. Sure, there's a lot of fan service, but if you just want a random battle, you can do it. And yeah, it can be stressful. And I actually ranted a lot during my full, so never mind. I don't find video games relaxing or cozy. That's my answer. Well, everybody, it's time to do the Versus episode. This is Versus episode some of you have been suggesting for weeks. For several times. Not too many times, but I kind of want to do it because I think it's a good match. Again, not a lot of people play these games. Well, one of these you have no excuse. It's always dirt cheap digital on PS4, right? But, and that's why I think it's actually going to win. Because more people played it. But, you know, I kind of want to see your arguments. Alright? So, any version, okay? These aren't that popular. But they're popular nonetheless. So, yeah. It's not going to be any ease. Today we've got Rogue Galaxy versus Skies of Arcadia. These are two games that have some things in common, like airships and pirates and stuff like that. You know, that's a good idea. It's a good match. And this is some, like I was saying, this is a versus episode that people have been suggesting. I've seen a few suggestions based on this particular versus, so here it is. It's finally happening. And any version. Rogue Galaxy is on PS2 and PS4. Skies of Arcadia is on Dreamcast and GameCube. Start poll. I get the feeling Rogue Galaxy is gonna win because it's not because it's the most popular game, but it's the most accessible game. I mean, Skies of Arcadia was on GameCube and Dreamcast. It's expensive, no digital version, hard to emulate, and Rogue Galaxy is on PS2, and oh my god, Skies of Arcadia is winning. Anyway, let me know your arguments. Holy shit. I was not expecting this. Well, there you go. That's why I love doing these versus episodes. To get this surprise. I was 100% sure Rogue Galaxy was gonna win. But look at... Well, let me know your arguments when you have them. I'll read that because I agree. So Don't Success, want a challenge? Play Rogue Galaxy. Want a more balanced game? Play Skies of Arcadia. I agree. Damn, man, this is... Remember Tales of Arise versus Star Ocean? Like, I knew Tales of Arise would win, and it won. But it won by a landslide. I was like, holy shit, you know. And then Super Mario RPG versus Secret of Mana. I was sure Super Mario will win, and it won, but it won by like 2%, 1%. It's fucking crazy, man. Wow. Wow, I'm shocked, guys. I can't believe I have so many Skies of Arcadia's fans in my channel. Yes, Devil Rapper. I couldn't agree more with what you said. 100% agree. Newcom says, I voted for Skies of Arcadia over Galaxy because I like the exploration of the world, the battle system in Skies was better. I like how you have to play out your SP to maximize battle efficiency. Interesting, okay. Ghosts and Goblins, everybody! Ruleaf says, I picked Skies of Arcadia because I have played back in the day on the Dreamcast. Rogue Galaxy God, but no, man, come on. You need to have played both games. You need to play Rogue Galaxy. It's good. It's not a game that I will strongly recommend. Has a lot of problems. I'll address those problems when it's my turn. But I think you should play it. Come on, it's like $5 or $6. It's usually on sale for $5 on the PlayStation Store, PlayStation 4. For $5, I think everybody should play it. Should you quit smoking? Yes. All of this soundtrack is based on the original themes from many different games, Namco Cross Capcom, but Yuzo Koshiro did these remixes and you can tell he's a genius, man. Rogue Galaxy is $10 physically. Oh, the PS2 version? Yes, it's dirt cheap. That's why I was sure, you know, Rogue Galaxy is dirt cheap on PS2 and PS4. And Skies of Arcadia is freaking expensive. No one can play it nowadays. People are begging a remaster, and it's winning. It's fucking winning, man. You haven't heard of Rogue Galaxy and you call yourself a fan of this channel? Like, I've ranted about that game a million times. It was there in my 10 JRPGs I'll never beat again. Probably on part 1. So you... So Donsk says again, to be fair, both games are good, but for me, Rogue Galaxy diluted by the final stretch of the game, and the final boss doesn't help. You're right, it doesn't. Skies of Arcadia has a solid story all around. The only con against Rogue Galaxy, random encounters. Skies of Arcadia also has random encounters. And a lot! Come on, people. Trails in the Sky music. No. This is from the Crossbell duology. Right? Let me check. This is Crossbell, I'm pretty sure. There it is, yeah. Trails to Azure. Yeah, I love it. I was like, yeah. Oh, you haven't played Rogue Galaxy? You should. It's dirt cheap, man. You wanted to own a GameCube, but when you heard you cannot play any DVD movies, I had to pass? Really? That's why you picked the PS2 over the GameCube back in the day? Rin versus Shizuna. Who is Shizuna? I don't even know who Shizuna is, man. Joan says, I voted for Rogue Galaxy. When I tried Skies of Arcadia, I got into an encounter in the first dungeon. The enemies put my characters to sleep, and I had to wait a full minute for the game over screen. And that made you choose Rogue Galaxy over Skies of Arcadia? That's funny. Skies of Arcadia, no remaster, is a crime against humanity. Rogue Galaxy is not cheap in Sweden. 30 to 50 US dollars. So the PAL version is, oh wow, hard. Buy it on PS4, man. It's digital. Sure, you don't 100% own it, but it's gotta be like $10 max. Or wait for it to go down in price. It's often on sale. I saw it last night. I bought Jeanne d'Arc and I streamed it, of course, but I saw Rogue Galaxy in there for $4.99 US dollars. Do you play JRPGs in Spanish, or will you ever do videos in Spanish? I have a second channel called Discusión Gamer, and it's entirely in Spanish with my friend Oscar, and I've reviewed a lot of RPGs in there too. In fact, all of my early reviews from 2015 that used to be in this channel in Spanish, I deleted them and re-uploaded them on that channel. So there you go. But usually I play JRPGs in English. Like 99 out of 100. Fire Emblem Fates versus Fire Emblem Engage. Which has better story? Are you kidding me? They're both the same garbage. I guess Fates, but by a hair. Any more arguments in favor of Skies of Arcadia or Rogue Galaxy? Can't believe Rogue Galaxy is losing. This is a plot twist. Jeanne d'Arc, in my opinion, is the best game level 5 ever created. Up there with Dragon Quest VIII. Matitikus says Rogue Galaxy was a very derivative of Star Wars. Okay, again. Matitikus says Rogue Galaxy was very derivative of Star Wars, whereas Skies of Arcadia felt more original. Both were good, but both were left unfinished in my backlog. So yeah, I vote for Skies of Arcadia. Okay. And yes, Rogue Galaxy starts kind of like Star Wars game. There's a huge influence. The developers were big fans of Star Wars and Star Trek. Have you played any other level 5 games? I have. I told you this yesterday. I made a top 10 video. You didn't watch it. Go and watch it. How do I balance all the gaming, content creation, and work? Well, content creation and gaming are, for me, the same thing. So there. And work is the same thing. So there's your answer. Gaming is what I do for a living, man. So Kevin, you're voting Skies of Arcadia, right? Like, I want to read your argument. So Kevin Lewis says, Skies of Arcadia is very colorful. Kind of gave me a sort of Final Fantasy IX vibe because you fly in the airship to search for discoveries, and I think the combat is pretty solid. Okay. I think Rogue Galaxy is just as colorful. Rogue Galaxy is a very polarizing game. It is. I played the first Fire Emblem Warriors, not the second one, the first one, and it was alright. It wasn't great, but it was okay. What's going on with the music? Mystery Kid says Skies of Arcadia for me, as it had better characters, exploring the world was interesting, lots of things to discover, the ship battles was great, and always fun to play. Okay. Any more? This is Dusk Diver, huh? Dusk Diver has some small Persona influence when it comes to music. Hopefully you'll notice. More like Shoji Meguro, the overall style. Dones continues saying, I feel that Skies of Arcadia takes the basic of an RPG into a solid game, and Rogue Galaxy tried many things, very good game, but the old recipe won for me. Not the thing Rogue Galaxy tried to install. Interesting. You've been here for 4 years in Mexico because of a rehab? That's crazy. I haven't played the Paper Mario remake on Switch. I have very little interest in playing because of a controversy that happened between me and Nintendo some time ago. Brett says Skies of Arcadia was more original, but Rogue Galaxy was just a better RPG. Less frustrating, just better rounded. Wow, that's a really controversial opinion. Who else? A few more minutes and I'll make my case. Thanks to you too, Foxdie. Take care. Aristos1925 says, for me, Rogue Galaxy is better. The story is better and it's linger, so it gets to the point for me. Gameplay-wise and graphic-wise, also Rogue Galaxy. I think Skies of Arcadia is a bit overrated in my opinion. Ooh. Rogue Galaxy plays like Star Ocean? Well... I've never considered that. You might have a point. Dragon Quest 8 is peak level 5. It is. That's one of their best games. Shit, a lot of people think it's their best game. I think so too, but I like Jeanne d'Arc more. I'll give you 1 minute. 1 minute! For more arguments. Skies of Arcadia is winning by a landslide, man. It's destroying Rogue Galaxy. Fuck. Yokai Watch is peak level 5. Hey, Yokai Watch is a good game. I'm not into it. I'm not into those games, you know, but I played the first one on 3DS. It was good. 30 seconds. Radiata Stories. We should have a versus episode with Radiata Stories that no one played because it's not on the PlayStation Store. What's up with that, Square Enix? 10 seconds. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. The poll is over, and Skies of Arcadia won with 67%. Rogue Galaxy won with 33%. It says 32, but it's, I mean, that's 99%. Doesn't make any sense. So Skies of Arcadia won. Rogue Galaxy lost. And I'm honestly shocked. I can't believe this. I was 100% sure, I swear, that Rogue Galaxy will win because of availability. You know, it's there on PS2, dirt cheap. It's there on digital on PS4 for a laughable price. Whereas Skies of Arcadia is stuck on the GameCube and Dreamcast, and both versions are ridiculously expensive. But I guess a lot of you did manage to play those games. I guess a lot of you managed to play the game back when it came out on either console, or you have emulated the game. which I understand. For all the people saying that Rogue Galaxy is a really unbalanced game, it's a freaking mess, I strongly agree. But, well, here's my case. Rogue Galaxy and Skies of Arcadia are two games that I may have a weird relationship with. Skies of Arcadia I have a like-dislike relationship with, whereas Rogue Galaxy I have a love-hate relationship with the game. And I haven't covered Skies of Arcadia that much in my channel because I never finished it. In fact, the only reason why I did this poll is because a lot of people proposed it in previous Q&As, and I thought it would be a good match. They convinced me, and it was a good match, even though Skies of Arcadia won by a landslide, destroyed Rogue Galaxy. I still think it was a good match. So, what can I say? I don't have a very strong opinion on Skies of Arcadia, so I'm gonna have to make my case on Rogue Galaxy because it's the game that I finished. Maybe one day, if Skies of Arcadia gets remastered, or if I get to go back to it live or by myself, I'll appreciate it more, and I'll be back saying Skies of Arcadia, you were right, Skies of Arcadia is the better game. But I gotta side with Rogue Galaxy because that's the only one out of the two that I finished. So, I think Rogue Galaxy has a lot of personality. Skies of Arcadia does have a lot of personality too, but I think I can speak more in favor of Rogue Galaxy in that department. Unfortunately, I won't be able to compare the story on both games because I never finished Skies of Arcadia, so I don't know which story is the best, but it seemed great in both games. It seemed like he was heading into a really interesting, kind of political, dark, mature direction with Skies of Arcadia, and Rogue Galaxy turned out to be that way. Sure, it has its fan service and blah blah blah, slice of life dialogue, but it's also a very serious game. Besides, Rogue Galaxy was a very ambitious game. And in that department, they try to make the story bigger because they try to make it an open world RPG. It kind of failed as an open world because maybe they thought that the open world would be too overwhelming for players back then. Open world games weren't really a thing back then when it first came out. They were slowly starting to become a thing. So in terms of storytelling, you got this in narrative and world and lore. You got Rogue Galaxy, you got this huge world, different planets, different cultures, I mean, I don't think I need to beat Skies of Arcadia to say that Rogue Galaxy is just a bigger game with bigger story and bigger lore. That's all I gotta say in favor of the story and characters. I didn't get to really get acquainted that much with the characters from Skies of Arcadia, but they were fine, I liked them. Obviously, I like them once in Rogue Galaxy more. So, the one thing that I can properly judge are the graphics and the music. I have listened to the Skies of Arcadia soundtrack. Not all of it, but most of it, even though I never finished the game. And I think in terms of music, Skies of Arcadia is the better game, but not that much. I couldn't find a single song that was like, wow, I love it. No, and same with Rogue Galaxy. Both have decent soundtracks. Skies of Arcadia might be a bit better in terms of music, but not by that much, you know. However, in terms of graphics, it's the other way around. You know I'm a sucker for cel-shaded graphics. Man, it looks beautiful. Skies of Arcadia looks really cool too, but I don't know, there was something about the character models that weren't chibi, you know, but they looked a little bit smaller than your average characters, but it's okay. The game's got good graphics. But Rogue Galaxy, you didn't feel like you were controlling polygons or something. It feels great. You felt like you were controlling actual 3D models, you know. It just has more advanced graphics and more budget, of course, and the cel shading graphics are freaking beautiful. I love that, so I'm gonna pick Rogue Galaxy. Gameplay and battle mechanics, they're both the same. They have this huge world to explore, the airship movement and whatnot, but they also have a crap of random encounters. The encounter rate is really high on both, hence why I have the relationship that I have with both games. In fact, Skies of Arcadia made me quit. So, in terms of gameplay, while Rogue Galaxy is just as annoying, I didn't rage quit on it. You know, you see the difference now, so I prefer Rogue Galaxy. And in battle mechanics, well, I prefer turn-based way more over action. But there was one question earlier in today's stream. Somebody was asking what was that 1 out of 10 action RPG that I'd prefer over turn-based. This is one example. The battle system is punishing and really unbalanced in Rogue Galaxy. And my god, Skies of Arcadia is better. objectively speaking, because it's just more balanced. It doesn't, I mean, it does have some spikes, but damn, the battles take forever. The battles just take forever in Skies of Arcadia, right? And in Rogue Galaxy, they can finish in like seconds, you know, because of the battle mechanics, but it's so unbalanced. So I prefer the battle mechanics in Rogue Galaxy, but I think Skies of Arcadia has the better combat system. So overall, yes, I think Skies of Arcadia is the better game here, but I'm only choosing Rogue Galaxy because I prefer the graphics, because I prefer the gameplay mechanics and combat, but only by a hair over Skies of Arcadia, and simply because I finished the game, right? Skies of Arcadia I never did, and I promised myself that I will go back to it one day, and I will. I promised. I haven't forgotten about that promise. I will, even if it doesn't get remastered, even if I have to wait forever for it to get remastered, I will play Skies of Arcadia again, and maybe I'll change my mind. That's the Versus episode, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And that's also it for the Q&A. Saying, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for participating. Got 12 members now, so it was a happy stream in terms of money. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for participating and voting and whatnot. And subscribe to my Twitch channel. Follow me on Twitch. Link in the description. Take care.